And this is Gaming with a Side of Salt. Will fix me because I'm just not at home when I'm not on this side of the screen. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and had a fantastic New Year's. Some of us had partied all night, while others, I'm not sure what others did. But anyway, that guy over there is D-Pad Chad as always, and right below us is the Megalodon, the one, the only.
What's up, y'all?
And we've got quite a bit to talk about today because we do this time, right? We've got lots of stuff to talk about.
Sure. You know, I actually don't know. I don't know anything. My head basically has been encased in a giant ball of celebratory wax. So, yeah, which doesn't mean that I won't have hard thoughts and feelings, though. So, go ahead. I'm gonna weigh in on stuff. I'm flying blind today, and it's fine.
That's right. Meg's flying blind. Meg's been busy. I've been busy. I've got to go back to work and actually start adulting at the end of the weekend. That man over there finished Cat's Quest recently, which was pretty cool. Because he was playing it, made me want to play it. So then I went and bought Cat's Quest 1, 2, and 3 on sale during the winter sales.
Yeah, I saw the price and I was like, wow, that is a good deal for 3 games.
It is. It was. It was definitely worth it. A lot of fun.
It's a very fun game. I will say it kind of leaves you with a bit of anticlimactic sadness, but you know, but the gameplay in and of itself, the adorableness and all of it, like you enjoy yourself the entire time, and then the story, and you're like, wait, what? It's just, and you're like, is there more?
I'm hoping 2 continues onward. I don't know much. I don't know anything about it. I know Meg's already played it and everything, but I'm really hoping 2 goes on because it kind of leaves you at that cliffhanger.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
So, don't
do that. But let's bury those hopes and dreams right now because I don't think
really we're not going to continue.
Okay, it's been years since I played it, but if I remember correctly, I was like, oh, well, this is nothing like the first. Okay, it's all right. We're just doing different stuff now.
Okay, well, that dashes my hopes and dreams.
Yeah. If it's mentioned, I think it's like maybe a side note or something like that. I do not recall it being like tying into part 1.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's the disappointing. But anyway, so...
But maybe you guys can play it together, so that's a thing. Are we talking about Balatro?
Local. Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about this because the
this is like talking about a solitaire game. It's just...
It is. Look at this. It is, you know...
I cannot be more bored.
It's a card game that's kind of like gambling or something. Simulated gambling. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought I'd let this play so we could just take a look at what we're looking at here. Because I'm sure we didn't care too much about it at all. And it was Game of the Award contenders, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like that was just
on everything.
That was a psyop, bro.
Yeah, which I will say this, though. Given what the devs of this have said recently, I'm shocked they let him even on there.
Well, I don't know what all he's said. All I know is him complaining.
I'll just describe it in one word. Based.
No, the devs can't be based.
Indie devs.
But anyway, so Balatro.
That makes me feel better about him, not the game. I mean, I and the thing is, for what it is, it can be the best version of what it could possibly be. It still is what it is, though. You know, like this could be the best pencil in the world. It's still a freaking pencil. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like poker. So
I
mean, but it's just a form of poker.
They're like, it's the best poker, but it's still poker, y'all. Like,
I mean,
it's a
but
game.
Apparently
it's an activity.
The creator fires back because apparently Peggy gave them an 18+ rating for having evil playing cards. Maybe I should add microtransactions, loot box, and real gambling to lower that to a 3+ like EA Sports does.
Oh.
Told you, based.
I don't know if that's based, but that certainly is salty. My God.
No, he is salty. I don't actually consider this based because this is more like just petty at this point.
Well, he's right though.
But just to clear it up, I'm more irked at the 3+ for the games with actual gambling mechanics in it. If those other games were rated properly, I'd accept the weirdo plus 18 plus. Now, see, here's the thing, right? And this
Okay.
I've railed about in the past because I hate loot boxes and all that stuff, and I really hate it, and I've talked about it a lot. So, our rating system is the ESRB.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is rated a 10 plus game, by the way, which is an E10.
Yeah.
The card game.
What
is it because of the
card
gambling?
game is rated E10 by the ESRB, which is our side of things. PEGI is a UK thing.
Yeah, PEGI's Europe
thing. But contain is generally suitable for ages 10 and up. May contain more cartoon, fantasy, mild violence, mild language, minimal suggestive themes, stuff like that. And simulated gambling is considered an E10 in the ESRB.
Yeah. We all played cards as a kid.
Yeah. So
I mean
that's what we have here. Now, if you go to the PEGI system, however, anything that is simulated gambling is a PEGI 18 minimum.
But it's the UK. I mean,
and that's their rating. So I'm not surprised it got a PEGI 18 rating.
Yeah.
Yes,
now,
but
we
in
can
the
talk
UK,
about
what we're seeing right now is worthy of like 20 years in jail. So, I mean, it's the freaking UK.
Yeah.
But the PEGI system considers anything that it has simulated gambling, if it's a poker game of any kind, that sort of thing, it's automatically an 18 plus. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, getting salty over it, I think, is a bit much.
Well, I don't think it is.
You have a game that simulates gambling in a card game.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that much because he's pointing directly to a hypocritical scenario where...
No, see, that's the problem. This is where I've railed on it for years. Yes, we know opening card packs of FIFA players that you can't guarantee is what's going to be what for $3.99 is simulated gambling at its core. It is gambling.
That's straight gambling if you're paying real money.
According to our laws, loot boxes aren't technically gambling, although some of those laws are starting to change over the past few years.
Yeah.
Loot boxes were not considered gambling, has not been considered gambling, and it's not considered gambling in the UK. Therefore, a loot box isn't gambling on paper.
But it absolutely...
So, I mean, I get it. I get it, but at the same time, I'm also...
Well,
I kind of get it.
Okay, well, let me put it this way. I don't think he should be surprised, but I totally support him ragging on this and making fun of them. Just like we make fun of when the UK's free speech laws. You might have mentally disturbed somebody by a post that you put online, therefore you go to jail. We can mock them, and I think that's fair.
I saw
absolutely 100%, because when you take things like FIFA and whatever sports games they've got over there and stuff, they are rated PEGI 3.
And so consequently, I think that he should, and everybody really should, just be mocking the system to hell.
Yeah, it should definitely be mocked. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
But, he shouldn't be shocked.
At the same time, I wouldn't. It's one of those. It's like, are you surprised? You shouldn't be.
But did he say that he's surprised, or did he just say it's absurd and stupid, and I'm gonna make fun of it?
Oh,
because if he was like Pikachu face, then I'd be like, dude.
Nah, he was just irked over it due to the fact that loot boxes appear in other games that are rated 3+.
Yeah,
and his doesn't have that, so. But that wouldn't make it a 3+ rating because it's simulated gambling regardless. He'd have to take out aspects of the game and probably not make it a poker game.
Yeah, it would be
in order to get that 3+ rating.
Yeah, well, we said that it's good for what it is. I mean, then it would not be, if we took out the gambling, it would not be what it is. So then it wouldn't even be good.
Yeah,
for what it is, because it wouldn't be what it is.
But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about it for a second because it's one of those things where the laws just haven't really caught up yet. They need to. People have been talking about it for years. We've made fun of it for years. And I just don't know if it's ever going to happen at this point.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the same board. Like, there's a lot that needs to change, and it's not changing. So
yeah. So
imagine my shock. Yeah.
Because anything I think that has a loot box should definitely get like an adult rating at that point, just due to the fact that you're not allowed to gamble until you're like 21, I think, in a lot of places. So, but until they define loot boxes as actual gambling, we're just sitting here spinning our wheels at this point. We can complain about it, we can talk about it, we can make fun of it, and that's about all we've got at this point.
Yep, and I will.
Yeah, and I think that we're actually seeing where our voices and our mockery is actually producing some sort of change, and that's kind of why I'm all for it. I mean, I don't think that we should do what they say. What is it? Scream uselessly into the void. That sounds kind of pointless and silly, but where possible, where it is possible that at least you can hurt someone's fifis and kind of make other people go, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, I'm all for it. I
think this is what the dev is kind of accomplishing, because being a dev, he has a bit of a larger voice.
Well, especially since he was part of that psyop. I mean, he didn't know. I don't know if he was like.
I don't think he knew it.
Part of the psyop.
Wait,
but clearly, the Game Awards were like, this is going to be pushed as like the best thing ever because.
I think he was like, wait, what?
I mean, I'm sure
he's like, I'm not going to disagree. Yeah, but like, I don't think he really was like.
Yeah, and looking at the game, it definitely isn't that. It's not Game of the Year. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't think it should have even been in.
I mean, running. Solitary and poker and stuff was Game of the Year back in like 1985, maybe. 1975, I don't know, but it is not Game of the Year material these days. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to look at it, talk about it for a second, because I hadn't talked about that stuff in a long time, and I love to rail on the fact that loot boxes is definitely gambling, guys.
Yes,
but so apparently the Steam Awards Game of the Year nominees have been revealed. I completely forgot the Steam Awards were a thing, and we're about a month out of it, I guess. Is there a winner to the Steam Awards yet?
The gamers. I'm pretty sure there is. I think Wukong won.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure Wukong won.
I mean, Wukong really deserves a lot of credit.
It does.
Let's take a look, because this was in the thing. We didn't talk about it. We forgot about it.
I didn't know it existed.
Yep. Game of the Year for the Steam Awards is Black Myth Wukong. But anyway, no, I just also found it funny that Balatro there is also on their list. I'm just like,
I hate everything right
why?
now.
I legit think it's just a lot of people are addicted to gambling, and we're like, yeah.
Maybe there's just a lot of people who are playing it. I don't know.
Is that just people misunderstanding what's going on? They're going, oh, well, that means that this game is really good. It's like, no, that means that we have a problem in society where a lot of people are addicted to gambling.
Right? It's like, no, you're the problem.
It's like, oh, no, this game is super popular. No, people have problems. Yeah. And this makes gambling easy because of the fact that we've decided that we're going to make it difficult to actually gamble as an adult, as a consenting adult in our country for reasons, unless you go onto an Indian reservation because reasons. So,
or, Vegas.
Or Vegas, because Vegas is like the one, or what is it, Atlantic City? So, those places, those designated places, it's okay. But every place else, tis verboten. Like, why? I don't like gambling. I think that it's bad for you if you're addicted to it. I think it's bad if you're addicted to anything. And this actually is a way, basically, of setting your money on fire or putting it in a blender. But it is adults doing adult things. Like, that's the problem with freedom. The problem with freedom is that you are able to cut off your own nose, your own arm, or whatever.
Your own nose, suspect your own face.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So let's see the Game Awards for Steam. Black Myth Wukong won Game of the Year. VR Game of the Year is Metro Awakening. Labor of Love Award goes to Elden Ring.
All right.
Best Game on Steam Deck award goes to God of War Ragnarok.
Does anybody have a Steam Deck?
I want one so bad.
I don't.
I want one.
I don't have one, but honestly, I don't care to get it either. That's why I got a computer. I never liked handhelds. Never.
Yeah, well, I'm on the move a lot these days. So.
It makes sense for you, especially while you're driving.
Yeah, definitely not while I'm driving, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did watch a logging truck going down the road. I passed him, and he was on his tablet playing some kind of card game.
I swear if it was Balatra.
It was on the middle of a steering wheel. I just passed him. He's doing his thing, and I'm like, this is why I'm passing you. Let's see. Better with Friends award. Definitely Helldivers 2. Yeah. Why not?
This is the real game awards.
Yeah, this is the real game awards right here. So,
okay, so outstanding visual style.
Silent Hill 2.
Wait. Show the finalists real quick.
Who were the finalists?
Hades. Okay, beat that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, that was not even. Nobody was in the running for that.
What about
I don't think
Metaphor?
anybody's been playing Hades 2.
So has I've heard a lot of things about Metaphor, but I haven't really done a search into it, and nobody that I really follow has played it.
I think Metaphor is one of those things.
Oh, here's most innovative gameplay award.
Hey, guess what we're playing tomorrow?
Is that a puffer
Chad
with
wants
a
us all
gun?
to play tomorrow?
Yeah, I've watched Liar's Bar gameplay. It is hilarious.
That's an award. I love it. Best game you suck at.
That is so accurate. That is the most accurate
This is
thing.
the game awards, people.
Show
finalists.
Show finalists. I want to see who.
That is so accurate. Oh my god!
Shut up, Zio. Shut up right now.
Nobody
should play some Dragon Ball
Black Myth Wukong all the way for this. No, that game is the best game you suck at.
Definitely,
everybody sucks at it.
I don't know what the finals is. Never even heard of that one, but I can see that. I can see this.
Those are some good. That was some stiff competition, though.
That's definitely some stiff competition.
Okay, here's the thing. You know why I think Dragon Ball fails at this though, loses, and it's nothing against Dragon Ball base, right? Mm-hmm. They had come out and basically they had a real bad hacking problem where people were doing all sorts of stuff. So
that only seemed to have lasted for a week, though.
The thing is, about the best game you suck at award, for a PvP sort of thing, I don't think that really counts because unless the game wrecks you, I don't think it really counts. Because if you can beat the PvE version of it, then you don't suck at the game.
It's because people got their shit kicked in by Big Daddy Monkey Vegeta.
And I don't get it.
It's there.
It wasn't that hard of a fight. I don't understand. But
is that a PvE thing or PvP?
Yeah, which is strange because apparently Chad said it wasn't that hard of a fight and he did it. I was stuck on it for about 5 days straight before I finally figured out how to cheese that fight and win it. I had pretty much smooth selling all the way up to
it was definitely a difficulty hike,
which
but
then started kicking my teeth in again after that.
Mm-hmm.
But Monkey Vegeta kicked my teeth in left and right for days on end.
Really?
I had to explain how I didn't do it for my kid, but he asked me how to beat it finally. I was like, this is how you cheese it. And then after about 3 times trying it, he finally figured it out and got it done. But yeah, I mean, most people got their shit kicked in by that fight, and then a few of us, including Chad, who can't beat me at the game, by the way, I kick his shit in. But he can beat up the monkey guy.
Yeah, PvP and PvE are 2 different things. If you can beat the game, then you don't suck at the game. If you can't beat your friends, then you just you suck in comparison to them. You can't figure out their psychology or the tricks and tips and everything. Black Myth Wukong, you die repeatedly. You just okay, here I go.
You die, you stay dead.
Tsushima, considering that was I feel like 2, so.
Yeah, I feel like Ghost of Tsushima and Wukong had the similar. I haven't played either.
They had similar dynamics, but Black Myth Wukong really did do some enraging.
Okay, but I haven't played either. But I felt like they had very similar mechanics and everything. Just outsider looking in, and I was like, okay, so they could have been toss up between Ghost and Wukong. To me,
I have no idea what
it's because it's the best game that you suck at, though. Like, did a lot of people rage quit Ghost?
Oh, that's
I
true.
know a lot of people stopped playing Wukong.
Fair enough.
Like,
fair
how
enough.
many people have made it past the 50% mark of Wukong? Like, it's a gorgeous game. It is so fun. You will hate your life and the people who made it.
Who? What?
Why is Red
Wukong.
Dead Redemption
You hate
on
everybody
here, though?
playing that
Didn't
game.
that game come out a long time ago?
Yeah,
Red
I'm
Dead
curious.
Redemption?
Yeah.
But
I
maybe
mean, granted, if
on
its
Steam?
competition is Horizon.
But isn't it? So are these things being re-released on Steam or something?
It might be.
Yeah, because these are
maybe.
Steam awards. Like, what is it? Ghost of Tsushima came out 2 years ago, but it just got released on Steam this year, which is why it's in the 2024. Well, I'm sorry, last year, since that.
That is true. I forgot about
3
that
days ago.
a little bit. Let's see. Outstanding story. Rich Game Award goes to Black Myth.
Yeah.
So let's see. It's mouth-washing. Yeah, we're going to talk about that at some point tonight too. That's an old story from earlier last month.
It just it doesn't look like my jam.
What, mouth-washing?
It absolutely doesn't look like my jam at all. Like, it looks like my anti-jam. Like,
it did good for what it set out to do. It did it good. It did it well.
Don't know what it is, so
it's a psychological whatever something.
Psychological horror or body horror?
No.
Because psychological horror is my jam if it's done right. If it's done wrong.
Okay, it is psychological horror. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a psychological horror adventure game. So, played for a first-person perspective. The game follows 5 crew members. Yada, yada. But it had its own controversy, too, last month. So,
okay.
We'll be talking about it based off of that.
Yeah, well...
But it did what it did. It did good, and you got Final Fantasy 16, which is pretty good. So
I think 16 might have won if they didn't have that fumble with one of the expansions.
Probably. Sit Back and Relax award goes to Farming Simulator. Oh, 2025.
I'm going to disagree with that.
I don't understand, but then I don't understand most of these games. So,
well, it's better than TCG Card Shop.
That's true.
And House Flipper's not really my thing, but I think Cat plays that. I don't know anything about Tiny Glade or web fishing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Farming Simulator's pretty in depth.
I retract my statement. Between those, yeah.
I
think it just depends on what it like. None of those games were going to be your jam. They were going to be like, I need to veg out. I'm keyed up after a long day.
Sun Haven's my jam.
But I don't feel like playing Black Myth and being, having my teeth kicked in. So let's
Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can't watch somebody play it. Let's put it that way.
No. I'm talking about playing it. I'm not watching people play it. Oh, that's not true. I watched.
He'll watch somebody power wash.
No, I watched them do very provocative drawings with the dirt that would get any of us banned.
Blades and Sorcery was a contender for Game of the Year for VR.
You know what? They didn't deserve to win.
They didn't?
No, because it's not complete, not even close.
Well, yeah.
It is just a, go into an arena, do some fun stuff, eventually get your stuff rocked, and then do it again.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun if it ever gets completed.
Finished, which is like the MO of VR right now, which irks me to no end.
Not happening anytime soon.
Like, I love the idea of VR. I hate the execution.
Well, yeah, there's not a whole lot going on for VR that much these days.
Porn, lots of porn.
Well, anyway, let's move on to Sega. Why not?
Speaking of which,
Sega is considering launching its own Netflix-like subscription service.
I commented on this.
Stop!
No. Do not stop. No. This was the OG. If anybody deserves it, they do. Because I had Sega Channel. It was one of the best services I've ever gotten to this day.
What is Sega Channel?
I mean, I remember the Sonic the Hedgehog show, which I really liked as a youngling. But
well, that's not what they're doing. They're launching a video game service.
I hate this. I hate subscriptions.
They're doing.
I don't think they have.
What was it that Amazon was trying to do? It was the same thing. Or Google.
Defunct. We'll call it defunct.
Whatever it was called.
Netflix tried to do it too. I actually worked for Netflix while they tried that, and everybody was like, "No."
They should not.
They shouldn't. I don't think they got enough going on.
It's one thing to have a Sega channel.
Hey, look, Sega channel.
Yeah, like this right here. This I can see. If you had shows on it.
What shows? I don't see any.
Yeah, if you did it like Netflix with TV, that sort of thing. This, on the other hand, here, this is unnecessary in today's day and age.
Wait, what? And they got wrong games on there. I'm going to point that out.
Like what?
Snow. Okay, Zoo.
I don't know what happened. I did something. Everything went away.
Snowboard Kids was not a Sega game. It was a Nintendo 64 game. Skies of Arcadia was a GameCube. Not GameCube. GameCube was the remake. It was on the Dreamcast, then ported to GameCube. GameCube was infinitely better. Outrun was on everything. Jet Set Radio, Nights was good. Dynamite Cop was fun. Wow, I am really dating myself and showing just how much I played games as a kid.
I always wanted to play Nights. I never got around to it.
It was all right for what it was.
Is Atlas.
Well, so the thing is that Sonic bothered me because you had to go fast, but sometimes you're going fast and you're like, wait, what was that? So I wanted to explore, but the time would run out, so it made me upset.
It's not a game for you to explore with.
Yeah,
there was hidden stuff that you needed to find, and if I couldn't find it because I'm going so fast, like I couldn't find the things, and I was very upset about it. Like I said, it's not for me.
The reason why I say that this is unnecessary in this day and age is because a lot of that stuff already exists on Steam.
Yeah, they got. By the way,
and it's not worth the trouble.
I predicted this was going to happen because Sega pulled the Sega Master Collection from Steam. So if you bought it, you own it, but you can't buy it now.
Did they pull it?
Yep, sure did. Like if you own it, you own it, but if you don't,
oh well, shit.
I'm tired of this constant bilking with these subscription services.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I was just doing the meme.
They have apparently Sega itself has like 100 and some games still on Steam right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them pulling the Master System collection and then doing this sort of thing to try and milk that, but I hate to be that guy.
I don't think it's
but
going to.
Sega, you're not that popular.
Not just that, but their library
is popular, and as long as that is available anywhere else, it's not gonna. Nobody's gonna probably buy it.
Yeah, and their library is not that big. That's what got me. Like, yeah, you got like 100 games or so. Fine, but yeah, honestly, what they should do is push into Steam. Like they should really push into Steam.
They have 159 games on Steam right now. Sega does.
Yeah.
They've got most of their Sonic games are on there. Sonic Mania, Origins,
various collections. Yeah.
Frontiers, Shadow Generation, Superstar, the DX Adventure.
It's kind of like the Mega Man collections.
You've got the Atlas collection, which is why you saw Atlas games on the other thing. Atlas and Nintendo have always done things together, like ski boards. there. So you've got several, or not a whole lot of them, but you've got like.
By the way, Snowboard Kids. Such a good
You've
game.
got the Like a Dragon series with Yakuza and everything on there. You've got Total Warhammer and 2 Point Studios, which is all part of the Sega stuff.
Okay. I'm thinking more like their retro collection, wasn't that?
Yeah, their retro collection, they should just bring it back to Steam.
They really should.
It will. So if it's not selling much on Steam to begin with, if that winds up being their go-to, because I know sometimes companies like do that. It's like, well, it wasn't doing so well there, so we pulled it to launch our other thing. It's like it's not going to do well there either.
There was a controversy with the Steam.
They're not buying it, so they're not going to buy it harder now.
Yeah, I mean, there was on top of that. All of these things are emulated at this point.
Yeah.
So if this is directed towards a PC audience, I've got bad news for you, Sega.
Yeah.
We have other ways to play it.
So there was also a controversy with the collection, which was kind of what you just touched on, emulation. So people were making mods for the cartridges that would load other games that were not, I totally didn't get several of those, and I totally didn't play Shadowrun while the cartridge.
Yeah, I have those too, don't I?
Yeah,
because I've got the Mega Drive Classics and Genesis collection here.
Yeah, same, and I got the mods.
Can I not buy any of the DLC? I can't. No. So if I didn't purchase it already, I'm screwed there.
Yep. I bought all the DLCs when I heard that they were pulling.
Shit, I didn't even realize.
But it was just a nice little. The thing is, it in and of itself is an emulator. So I honestly, you could probably go online and find something that would put the files in that would help you emulate some of the games, and you just got to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, which I mean, I had some of those mods actually installed too.
Yeah, like I because the thing is, there's specific games I really wanted out of that collection, and it didn't have them.
Yeah, and there's some negative reviews about it too. Delisting the Sonic games of this collection to force people who have yet to buy it.
Yeah, there was a DLC that had extra Sonic games. Yeah, they did do that. That was damn. Okay, Nintendo.
Yeah, no, they've delisted the whole thing, and you can't even buy any of the games now. That sucks.
Yeah. But honestly, that's what emulation's for.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, so yeah, that's apparently what Sega's doing, which is what you call anti-consumer at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't support this at all.
Nope.
And I'm sure they're just trying to capitalize on the Sonic stuff, but all their stuff is available absolutely everywhere. Anyone who's going to gravitate to Sonic is going for the newest game anyway.
Yeah. So this is trying to play on nostalgia, and I don't think it's going to hit.
No. All right, so this here was in the mines, and it is an Asmongold clip. I don't know what it's there for.
And I don't know if something's wrong with somebody. I'm here for it.
Okay. When I put stuff in the mines, context clues are in the title.
Let's see. Well, I have to figure out which one this was then. Let's talk about Soul Slash again. Okay. So this is about Soul Slash, and we're going to see what it's about, shall we?
Yes. Basically, I got to come out and I got to defend this guy. This is a person who has been unfairly attacked and totally demonized. He made a game called Soul Ash 2. It's about kind of developing lineages for like medieval stories and like medieval worlds, etc. Somebody asked him if he had plans to add same-sex couples into the game. And in a big surprise, a game about reproduction in the Middle Ages, same-sex couples usually just don't really create that type of outcome.
Yes. Now, this guy got into a lot of issues with the so-called LGBT mafia as a result of this. because somebody wanted some same-sex stuff going on, and he's like, yeah, that's not planned because it's about generations, and I hate to break it to you, but basic biology prevents a man and a man from giving birth. I know that is hard for people to understand, but that is just the truth.
It's
now, in modern days, you can do other things like adoption, and you can have somebody like carry it for you or something, with one of the men being the donor and all that other stuff. There's options available, but in the Middle Ages, medieval ages, all that sort of thing, that kind of stuff didn't exist. If you wanted to reproduce, you kind of had to have two of the opposite together. It just doesn't work that way. So, like, I completely understand where dude was coming from, the developer, when he's like, yeah, that's not planned. There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
It's just retarded.
And keep playing, because
all right,
have plans for doing it. And so all they did is they went to try to like mass downvote this guy's game. No, I'm being serious. When I covered this and I talked about it before, a lot of my viewers obviously went and, tried out the game or supported it. A lot of people did that, and they were able to turn it around. It's clear to me that I won't be allowed to do my thing. Every update comes with a few negative reviews, and every mention of my game comes with slurs in the comments. I will make the best roguelike anyway, even if it takes a little longer. They will, however, continue until all stores, communities, and content creators cancel me. And this is the problem, right? I know this might be a big surprise to you guys, but these retarded comments were from Blue Sky. Itch boosting it.
I'm not surprised. From the Bird app, where all the whatevers they are have moved to now, the Blue Sky.
The Edos.
Which is got its own host of problems, apparently, dealing with pedos and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
absolutely.
I'm glad that this developer is sticking to his guns and just going on anyway.
I disagree with this developer.
Why?
But I'll save it till the end.
A game by a homophobic developer. Too bad the dev is a massive piece of shit.
Yeah, see, this is the problem, is these retards, you tell them no, biology doesn't work that way. Oh my god, why are you so homophobic? These words have no meanings anymore.
No, they don't. It's literally
It's just bigotry, people. If you hate a particular group, it's bigotry. You're not homophobic, you're not transphobic, you're not phobic in any way, shape, or form, because a phobic is a phobia. You have that terrifies you. We're not terrified of people like that.
So I did have this conversation with it was, I don't know if you can call it a conversation, but I had a slight back and forth with a very smart person on the Twitters, and I pointed this out, and the person said, oh, well, it also can be a strong aversion. And
no.
And the thing is, so I don't know if I disagree entirely, but the thing is that the aversion has to be to the point of mania. So, it's not like ick, don't like. It's like, oh my gosh, and it can't touch you. You're climbing up the walls, kind of thing. Like my feeling with spiders. Like if a spider touches me, I have like 3 seconds to either kill it, or I'm going to have a tiny bit of a like panic attack.
That's phobia.
A phobia is an uncontrollable, irrational, and persistent fear of a specific object, situation, or activity.
Yeah.
That is what a phobia is. We take the word phobic from phobia so they can make their thing like homophobic, aerophobic, arachnophobic, that sort of thing. That when you have somebody who's, say, arachnophobic, they are afraid of spiders. Or, aerophobic or something like that. Those are actual things. So if you are homophobic, you are afraid of gay people. That's the only logical sense in the English language that you can come to when you hear that word, especially if you're not versed in internet culture like we are.
No, see,
if you went and talked to a normal everyday person and said, what does homophobic mean? And they think about it and they know that, homosexual is a thing. And then they're like, oh, well, that means you're afraid of gay people. I mean, it's not that hard.
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever I see people online, especially online, say, "Oh, you're homophobic," I'm like, okay, that is just mental masturbation at that point. That is them gratifying themselves in their mind, trying to be like, oh, I got to justify my existence, and yeah, I got to assert dominance.
Lost all meaning too at one point, which is why they moved into the phobic things, why everything became homophobic or transphobic and that stuff, because apparently bigot wasn't ringing the same bell they wanted it to when they first started using it.
Yep.
But in reality, if somebody actually hates gay people, they're just a fucking bigot. It's not that big of a deal. You don't have to call them a homophobe. They're just a fucking bigot.
Yeah.
That's the correct terminology.
I mean, that fits.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I concur.
Oh, sorry. Waiting on Meg to chime in.
So the thing is that that they're trying to change the dictionaries. And so one of the dictionaries, I think it was the Oxford Dictionary, had said that it was a strong, a fear or strong aversion to. And even if someone tries to give this,
don't accept that definition. I'm sorry, but
even if someone tries to give this definition, I'm like, but it has to be to the point of mania. It cannot be to the point of just don't like. It can't be to the point of that's kind of gross, kind of like if you put, I don't know, mustard on your peanut butter sandwich, which I know a person who does that, and it's disgusting. But yeah, I know. But the thing is that you're not phobic of it. You have a revulsion to it because you think it's just kind of gross, but it's not.
I don't even know. This thing's weird. I love mustard and I love peanut butter.
If you look up phobic online, by the way.
Well, again, it depends on where you look it up. But yeah.
If you just look up phobic, related to phobia, this sense used to describe a political or cultural view opposed to the norm as defined by the observer.
No.
Person. This is what you get when you look it up on Brave, by the way. This isn't Google. Well, actually, it might be Google. I don't know.
Yeah, Brave's going downhill.
Sends you to phobia.
Yeah, if you look up phobia, the basic one is going to be related to fear.
Yeah.
But there was another one saying just as strong. There it is. Having
here we have
Webster.
What is it? Webster, Merriam. Sorry, yeah, Merriam-Webster. Now has it as having an intolerance or aversion, which is just isn't true. That's new.
Yeah, just like they tried to redo racism.
Exhibiting a phobia for, which again still goes back to phobia. I mean, even this here, it still lists phobias.
Yeah,
it's having an intolerance or aversion for phobia. Phobic, which is what the fear of getting your picture taken or something like that.
Interesting examples, by the way.
Yeah, the Anglophobia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well, so the interesting thing though,
fear of Whitey.
The having an intolerance or aversion for, we just called that bigotry. That's not a phobic. This is trying to rewrite our language.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's light exposure. That's what that one is. Photophobic. My bad.
But
I was wrong.
But it has to be to the point of a mania. It can't be to the point of just don't like this thing. Just don't like these people. It can't be like racism.
She is phobic about heights. Again, that's talking. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and it reminds me. What is it, Princess Bride? You keep using these words.
Like even when they sit there and when they add this in here just to try and slightly change it to satisfy whatever. They still can't help but continue to use the correct way of going about it as their examples for that sort of thing. So,
I think that honestly, though, they're trying to use that so that way they can actually start classifying it as a mental illness, in which case people that disagree with them will need to be treated.
Oh, they've already tried that.
Well, they need mental treatment at this point.
I concur.
Universities have struggle sessions over this stuff, so
yeah, but they want to make it more broad, more wide scale.
Oh yeah,
and to apply it to the society writ large, kind of like the whole we need to re-educate people who disagree with us.
Yeah, but that backlash is coming hard for them these days. So
yeah, well,
I think they definitely overstepped, and now the course correction is going to hit hard.
I hope so. Right. I really do, because that cannot be tolerated. The idea that you can reprogram someone to think like you want them to think. It's there are four lights kind of thing,
Okay, continue.
I'm sorry, I'm done.
For purchasing the game, I highly recommend looking into this developer and the comments he made on Twitter after the community requested same-sex marriage in this game. Just a reminder, the quote dev is a fascist. Their words, not mine. Do not support them, please. As you can see, retardation is alive and well on Blue Sky.
Look, I am not the only person who calls them retarded.
Yeah, no, they are retarded.
Now, I actually thought that was kind of a word I wasn't supposed to use or something, but I can't help but keep saying that they're freaking retarded.
Yeah, they are. Fuck them. I mean, honestly,
I like Aspen Gold more and more every time I see one.
Yeah, I know.
He
has grown on me.
He has some very normie takes sometimes, but yeah, when he's on, you're like, yeah, dude, all right, cool. Or okay, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. But, yeah. What is it? There was what is that guy's name? Tom McDonald, who had a line in one of his songs where he said, "If I call you a retarded, ruins your weekend." And he says, "And that's retarded."
That is retarded.
I love Tom.
No, he said there are no plans to add it in the near future. And these people took that to mean that he actually hated gay people. I hope these people move on, but they're incapable of doing so because they have nothing else to live for other than hate. The only way this ends is that these people are robbed of their power by exposing all their hateful actions and asking point blank everyone who continues to support them by waving rainbow and trans flags if this type of oppression and hate is what they stand for. I will take the initiative in 2025 and do everything I can to fight this oppression. No one should ever feel forced to change their work under the harassment of radical groups. It has to end. I completely support him. The entire pushback for this was completely unfair. It was totally ridiculous. You completely misunderstand it, turn them into a villain, and then attack them and make up lies about them. This is disgusting. It's disgusting behavior by disgusting people. All over on Blue Sky is no surprise. And these are the good guys on the right side of history.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think they're on the right side of history.
So I have to say, I think the way Arthur handled this was completely wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So, and here's why. He should have added same-sex marriage when they asked it.
I think I know where this is going.
And then immediately get game over.
No. You don't immediately. No. Here's the deal. You don't immediately game over it because it's about you're supposed to have descendants, right?
Yeah.
You just don't have a descendant, and then when they die, then it's game over.
Then and make
Let
sure
them play a little bit longer.
And then it comes up and says you failed to produce a descendant or something like that.
Yeah. And then
because of your actions.
and then just pour that salt in that wound. File deleted.
No, don't do that. That's not necessary. You leave it there.
No. You say, "Would you like to try again?" And you put them back where they first made that choice.
Yeah, force them to.
It leads to you not having.
Start it all over again. You don't bring it back to where they had that choice. You just start it over again. It's supposed to be a roguelike, right?
Oh, that's true.
Is it kind of like like if you die
at that point?
No, if you get game over, it starts back at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. So
really?
it just gives you a thing. You failed to produce a descendant or whatever it is.
I'm not a huge fan of them.
And then you're the one who sent me Roguelike 1 or whatever it is. So.
Okay, look, I said I'm not a huge fan. That doesn't mean I'm not a fan. I like certain ones that are actually done very well.
But anyway, and then it just game overs them. That would be hilarious to have done. Just put that in the next step.
I support this.
Although I don't know if he's capable of that. So
that's a level of trollery that you'd really have to. He has to get to a point of complete doneness right there.
Yeah, I don't think it would be that hard to do per se.
No.
Like you would just turn off all possibilities,
whatever the flag is. So.
Yeah, and then
yeah, but that would be hilarious to do.
It would.
I like how Arthur, get with Chad. He has ideas, man. He has ideas.
Oh, I am demented when it comes
In
to.
fact, somebody should just clip that and send it his direction, so maybe he gets the idea.
It's gonna be you, brother. It's your stream, not mine.
Yeah, I got to remember to actually do it and take the time to. But anyway,
what's the time stamp here?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have your stream. I just have the
somewhere
chat.
around 45 minutes.
All right.
Because we're at the 49-minute mark, so it's somewhere in there.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, so with that, let us move on. Mouthwashing. Because we didn't get a chance to talk about this one. The popular indie horror game is embroiled in a controversy. A summary of what has happened and how Asmongold triggered one of the devs who went off on a rant about how the anti-woke had found the game and not welcome to play. Now, I actually saw this clip, by the way, of Asmongold running across this game. Because what happened is...
Oh, I remember this now.
Somebody did some fan art of one of the characters. And then the retards on Twitter and Blue Sky lost their ever-loving fucking minds over it.
They so did.
They lost it and were so upset. And why I wish you artists had balls. Because let me tell you, y'all piss me off every time you apologize to these assholes.
Yeah, that they're not going to like you
and run off. They're not going to like you regardless. Just say, I did what I did. Now fuck off, or something, or don't say anything else. Just go on about your day like it doesn't even faze you.
No.
You can't do that.
No, here's what you do: follow what the people in Japan and the Eastern culture are doing. They're like, oh, you don't like it? Fine. Here's 5 more.
Yeah, or make one that's even worse. Right? Like that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get, other people suddenly supporting you who, they may disagree with you from time to time, but they're not going to hate you for the rest of eternity like these people do. Which is why I wish some of these artists would just have some balls at this point. Because I think that's what ended up happening is they apologized and then deleted their account and left the internet, right?
And that's
which
the thing.
Really sucks.
Being bullied off the internet by people who are mad that you drew a thing. I'm sorry, unless you drew child porn, then I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's a little different. Then you deserve to be bullied off the platform.
Well, then you deserve to not be on the internet for different reasons, primarily because you were arrested. However, just drawing something that somebody might find objectionable, if you liked it, if you're proud of it, you stand up for it. You do not betray your past self or the inner workings of your heart by saying, I'm sorry that I expressed myself and posted something out that I actually liked, and let them chase you out and destroy your voice. That is such a betrayal of your artistic soul. It's offensive.
Now
I'm done.
Okay, now what happened is Asmongold was apparently talking about this, right? And I heard this clip, and he thought the game looked pretty good. He was actually impressed by it and was planning to play it, and I think he did wind up playing it, right?
Yeah.
And then the fucking idiot of a developer, because they're just as retarded as these other people, tweeted out a screenshot of that and was like, oh my gosh, the bigots found it. We're in for a shit show kind of deal, and was freaking out and screaming about it, right?
Yeah.
For no reason. Has no idea of the fact that Asmongold in that video praised the fucking game, apparently, because they didn't watch it, I'm sure. They just saw Asmongold was talking about it, and that was enough to trigger them to all holy hell. And that's what started all this fucking shit.
Oh, no, I think that it was obvious that Asmongold thought it was pretty cool, and he wanted to virtue signal and get in with the cool kids and go, oh, no, these guys that you guys don't like, right? You don't like them, right? They found the game. Aren't they gross? Ew. I mean, this is kind of the level of sycophantic, childish behavior that you find from someone who wants to sit at the cool kids table because he was never actually cool. I mean, it's lame, honestly. Like, oh no, somebody that I don't like played my game. Yeah, did you take his money? Are you cool with that? Like, But I think that this was a virtue signal. I think that he very well knew that Asmongold thought the game was okay, but he didn't want that type of endorsement.
Yeah, because they eat their own. So the moment that was endorsed by Asmongold, wow.
Yeah, he thought he might be in trouble. So he was like, oh no, they might think that I like Asmongold. Asmongold, who is basically like if there's a scale of basedness, he'd basically be on level 0. Like he's on the ground. He's looking at base like maybe one day. He has some takes that are okay, and then he has some takes that are very, very squish and very, very light or leftish. I'm like, if y'all just talk nice to this guy, he will totally be on your side. He's super willing to be woke. Well, not woke adjacent. Welcoming of woke, as long as it's not toxic.
Yeah, he's a normie for the most part.
Yeah, like an aggressive normie, but he's a normie.
But yeah, as a result, it started a whole kick, or it started this hornet's nest that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see.
I have a meme on
so hard that they felt forced to apologize to the trolls. It was then that the developer. Oh yeah, and this is also this is one of those like up and down roller coaster stories, right? Because the developer came in swinging for the artist. I forgot about that part. Like, let's see, where is it? Some mouthwashing fans, creators have been receiving harassment over the work. Others found distasteful. If you see fans' work that you do not like, block/ignore it. Any forms of harassment is unacceptable. If you can't be respectful and considerate, this fandom is not the place for you. Like he came out swinging for the artist, and then you had that other one who had to open their big fat mouth about his gold, which turned it into another thing. So
that's some serious hypocrisy, by the way.
The anti-woke crowd has found the game, and I feel sick to my fucking stomach. Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on. That I don't know if I can be active on here. I don't have the energy for this.
What kind of soft, moist handshake of a human being is this?
This guy is single ply soft.
I don't think he's even single ply soft. If there's half a ply, that's him.
Yeah, that's like Dwight Schrute removing the plies out of the toilet paper.
Yeah, it was just Asmongold talking about the art here, right? And then saying he's going to play this game because it looks interesting and looks fun, which would be a boost for the game. But
right?
No. And then, he talked about how, I think he talked about how the main guy over it came out in swing of defense of the artist, right?
Yeah.
And was like, that was pretty cool. I need to play this game now. That's like what sold him on playing the game. And then you get this idiot.
So who is this guy?
This is another one of the developers apparently on the game.
How many?
I don't know what he did or what,
I think
what
there's
it was.
Like 2 or 3.
Apparently a developer. There was a few developers on the game, and clearly
unbelievably painful. Unbelievably painful. If I don't know if I can be active on here, I don't have the energy for this. What the heck, my dude?
Dude, I have barely touched my Twitter all fucking month because of the holidays. It ain't that hard.
And by the way, you want to talk about unbelievably painful? Talk to me when you get 10 kidney stones, and talk to me about pain.
Ugh. Eesh. They're using words wrong again. This isn't actual pain. This is, if anything, it's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, your imaginary pain, is not really, you can just stop. You can stop imagining this.
Yeah.
And if I don't know if I have the energy for this. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'd be admitting this. And 2, you don't need to tell everybody. Like, just shh. Keep this stuff to yourself.
Yeah.
Make stoicism great again. My God, guys.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But yeah, the game seems great, and if you're into that kind of genre, and the company behind it stood behind their fans' artists and condemned harassment and bullying. They were fine, but one dev, acting on his own, decided to make 50% of the audience unwelcome, falsely acclaimed them of being anti-gay and anti-dev, all because of his feelings.
They should have kicked him out. It's
one of those things. It's just like, why does this keep happening? Because you guys are fucking retards. I'm sorry.
And here's the thing: they could have salvaged this by saying that dev is no longer
that
with
guy no longer
us.
Works for us. Yeah, like that. That's how you salvage that entire thing.
Yeah, Make
and then the double standards are real.
Make unemployment great again.
To see what the safe approved mouthwashing fan art was. How dare you sexualize Anya crowd are busy doing this. Can I even show that in large?
I wouldn't dig
probably not. Anyway, so yeah. The safe approved mouthwashing from these retards, by the way, who got upset of something like that up there at the top, it's a lot worse.
I could imagine. I don't want to imagine. So.
Oh gosh. Anyway, but yeah, so that was a thing. Let's move on, shall we? Why are so many studios abandoning their custom engines for this? Halo dropping Slipspace engine for UE5. MG3 remake is using it instead of Fox engine. Watcher 4 is using it instead of Red engine. Unreal. Now, I didn't put this in there. You did. So you're going to have to...
I did, simply because this was kind of a talking point.
Question.
It was a good question.
Well, I mean, why not? It's Unreal 5.
Well, not just that, but here's the thing. All these engines listed are horribly outdated.
Yeah.
And they haven't
been... I know why Halo's doing it.
Yeah.
The people working on Halo nowadays have no idea how to fucking use their engine anymore. They've admitted to it, the fact that they have no idea how to properly
because they got rid of all their skill, and that's
all their skilled talent has left the company. So that's why they're moving to Unreal 5.
And it's probably cheaper
for everything else, I'm sure.
Hey, look, I work in 3D, okay? If you have a renderer, there's no reason to rebuild to reinvent the engine. You know, there's absolutely no reason to do this. If there is one out there and it's very good, there is no reason to spend valuable resources trying to maintain and update your own engine that may not even be as good as this industry standard that's out here now.
Also, when I went to college, and I went to college for computer information systems, the first thing, literally first day, first sentence was, "We do not reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
We improve upon it."
Yeah.
So literally it was like, one of the good things, and I will say this, it was a good college
until
there's stories there, but I'll say like the actual core, professors, the classes were good. Blew my mind that some people actually came in PJs with a pillow and slept through it. Your money. And the professors didn't care. They're like, it's your money. Yeah. I get paid either way. So the thing was that they wouldn't give us, they would literally say, write a payroll program. And that's it. Literally, the instruction was, go do this, figure it out.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're like, okay, we're going to do it differently. Here is a payroll system. There are several problems. Fix them. And that is how you do programming. You don't handhold at all and have people learn. Like they taught us how to figure things out, not just here's the answer. And I really like that about
that's the thing that is lost lately.
Right,
especially for the current generation going into the workplace and coming out of college and stuff, because like one of the number one complaints I've ever heard from people who have to hire and stuff like that and then get rid of people, and complaints myself about this, about our drivers, is they can't. You tell them you need to do a thing, get it done, and unless you hold their hand and practically walk them through it, they just can't do it.
Same with the guards I work with.
People from, say, my generation. Well, I'm an elder millennial, right? A zennial somewhere in there. So, it's not really my generation, because the millennial generation has this problem too, because they were falling into that trap, especially the younger ones in my generation. But
yeah, they,
we were some of the last few who were just said, here's an issue, resolve it. And then we had to figure out how to resolve it on our own. There was no, well, what if this, or hey, this, or how do I do this? I don't know. Your job is to fix it. Fix it.
Yeah, they basically want life run on rails.
Yeah, which is why I like it when I get older drivers, because they're easier to deal with, because it's like, hey, look, I need this to go to the shop. Get it there. And it's like, okay, you got it, boss. And these younger drivers is like, I have to, the joke is I have to write it out in crayon on construction paper.
Yeah.
And draw them a picture on what to do. It's like, okay, I need you to take this to the shop, which means I need you to drop this here. When you leave there, take this, go to the shop, drop it at the shop. You're going to disconnect from that. You're going to connect to this trailer that should be there. Use this key, by the way, to unlock the thingy. This key. Yeah, this key here. Use it. Unlock the thing.
They got distracted when you jangled it.
And then, remember, this key here. And then you're going to take that and take it on to over here, where you're going to then drop it off, pick up your load, and then come back and then continue as normal. You know, instead of, hey, we need to get this to the shop.
Yeah.
You know, it
honestly,
really irritating.
It's best to just say, we need this result. Get it done.
Yeah.
And then just let them figure out how, you know, as opposed to trying to slow walk them through all of these things, you know.
Yeah, it's bad in security too, let me tell you.
Yeah, and the worst part is you have to do it every time. That's
no retention. No retention.
You have to do it every time. I mean, I've had several drivers where I had to literally write it word from word, a paragraph long in text, and send it to them exactly step by step every time I needed them to do something that was not normal. You know, the normal drop at A, pick up at A, go back to B, and then redo that over and over again.
Okay.
Right?
Let me give you this scenario. My story time. This happened a day ago, by the way. This is like last night. I'm getting
fresh and salty over it.
It's almost time for me to get off work. Let me tell you, I love that every time it's almost my time to clock out, I get everybody and their stupidity every single time. So if you guys ever see me frustrated in a day, probably that. So you know, I'm a security professional. We monitor cameras, a bunch of other stuff. So I get a call from one of the other sites saying, "Hey, I can't find my cameras aren't working." I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Well, the icon's blinking orange." I don't know what that means. It means that she minimized it. She minimized the fucking window. And she was like, yeah, I can't see my cameras at all. Are you having trouble? I'm like, no, I'm not having trouble because I'm not a retard. Wanted to say that, didn't. Still need the job. She was like, what do I do? I was like, just close out of the cameras and bring them back up, because I knew that was easier than trying to actually tell her to click on it. She's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. If it doesn't work, I'll just restart the computer.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, and I was like, go do that. Click.
Go do that.
The thing is that it's doing something and not knowing what happened. That's fine. That happens to everybody. If you've done it for the first time and you weren't paying attention, or the cat walked across it and all of a sudden everything's gone, you're like, holy crap, I don't necessarily know. I don't fault you for that. What I do fault you for is A, not trying, or two, if someone actually knows the answer and says, well, this is what the problem is, this is what happened, you don't take steps to actually learn from that.
Well, I've largely given up.
Yeah, there are people who just they're utterly, and I deal with this a lot with my family.
I have more patience with my parents.
They just want the big red button, you know. And they're like, oh, well, just tell me what to push. Well, I want to explain to you why it's broken, so that way you understand and you can understand the logic behind how to fix it. And they're like, no, just tell me what to do. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. Or it's going to be painful every time you accidentally do something. So if you understand what it looks like when this sort of error happens, you can understand how to fix it. And they'll go, oh no, I'll just memorize this. That's not how it works, dude. It just doesn't. You don't memorize steps. You memorize processes. And this isn't a process. You're just saying, click this button, click that thing, do this thing. You're not going to remember that. I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah,
So
I love my dad, but let me tell you, when you mention error, he's just going to get pissed. Like, okay,
Hello,
quick,
I am Error.
real quick story time. My dad called me one night, and I love my dad. My dad is amazing. He's an amazing man. You give him a car, you're going to get the same car but fixed.
Give him a broken car.
Yeah, my dad called me one night, and it was like 3 a.m. I was not in a good mood of having this call because I actually worked days that time. He calls me, and he is immediately cussing into the phone. And I'm like, Dad, what's wrong? It's like, this MF and website, I hate these computers. What the fuck is an ANI key? I got the call that we all joke about, but for real. And I was like, in half sleep state, I was like, oh, okay. ANI starts with A. A is the ANI key, Dad. Just whenever you see that, hit A. Now, you know
press
you can
any key to continue.
Now you can pry off keys, right? Like the face keys. Now, after I told him that, I may have played a little bit of a prank when I went over to their house and popped off the A key, and then got another call at 3 a.m.
I don't know why you did that, because I was like, oh, this is just asking for sadness.
No. This was, you know what? I'm okay with this. This was what I wanted. And he's saying he can literally not find the A key. And I was like, and I had it in my hand, like, funny that.
Distracted. Games don't have instruction manuals these days.
Yeah. But yeah, I popped it on next time I visited. I popped it back on, and I just told him press the N key because that's the next one.
But anyway, yeah. So they're moving over to.
I think it's
Unreal,
a good move,
and I think it's a fine move. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think there is some
happening because they've been trying to use, especially just on the Halo side. Halo's been doing it for years. They've been trying to use that engine. All their talent that knows how to do anything with it is long since gone at this point. They're going to have to do something. Now, I don't like the idea of them trying to make it more like Fortnite with that third-person move or whatever they were talking about a while back. Not too sure about
I think they abandoned that, by the way, because they got such backlash. It was insane.
I mean,
my only concern with them going with Unreal, though, because everybody's going there, this kind of gives the people who created Unreal some very, very big persuasion over.
Well, we can talk about engines. We've done that one in the past too. Because who was it who made that one move? Wasn't Unreal? It was the other one.
Get it? Well, it was Unreal. It was Unreal caused a problem. Then people moved to Get it. Then Get it caused a problem, and then it got forked.
I think that you do run the risk of having a monopoly, and when there's a monopoly, the person who has the monopoly board does have a lot more sway. So there is always that danger. But also it's like saying, well, we need to build all of our own computers so that, and like, look, at some point you're going to have to use over the counter stuff. You just kind of have to decide when and where you're going to do that. And if these developers are going to, I mean, they're already putting out crap. So if they can maybe, I don't know, use the resources that they have and actually just put it into making a good game that actually works on day one, then, I mean, I guess that this might be a better use of their money and their dollar dues.
See, the funny thing is, I don't think the problem is necessarily with most of these games. I don't think the problem is the engine or the mechanics. I think it's just you all have shit writers, shit storytellers, and
Well, they're mostly morally bankrupt. It's not even that the story is bad in and of itself. The story is bad because the characters are bad and the morality is bad, and that's not how the world works. Or if it does work this way, you made you played the villain in this story, and you don't understand why we're all like horrified at the way that you're trying to portray them. It doesn't work and it doesn't resonate, and it's basically trying to tell us that there are 5 lights when there are clearly 4.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, So let's segue to the next spot. Nexus Mods is doing it again because why the fuck not? Why does any people stop using Nexus? Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. There's so many alternatives.
Nexus. The last time I think I really talked about this was when they removed the mod that changed all the things in Spider-Man to regular flags instead of the pride flags.
Yep.
But yeah, so apparently Trump as Captain America.
So many memes could be there.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And the mod you're looking for can no longer be found because
apparently it's been moved to another platform though, so it's still
Nexus mod has apparently banned this, which it's just hilarious.
But look what they didn't ban.
Oh yeah, I've got stuff like that too. Now I saw the thing that you said. Let's see, what was it? It was in. Let me bring it up real quick. Nexus mod, you're like, this might not be a biased move made by Nexus. And as soon as I read that, I was like, Chad, what the fuck are you smoking?
I was playing devil's advocate.
Why
we know.
We don't even need this as an example to know why they removed it.
I was playing
Trump.
Yeah.
They hate Trump. They hate anything that is slightly right of wherever they lie politically at this point.
Mao.
That's why they removed it.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I was playing devil's advocate until I saw this. I wanted to make sure that they were being hypocrites and not just blanketing getting rid of politics. Now, this is a meme, the USR anthem playing. That's a meme. Do you know how many memes could have been done with the Trump Captain America? He takes out an enemy, goes, China?
Oh, that's for China.
And then when he dies, you are fake news.
Like, that would have been great.
Right? But the fact that they kept the USSR meme in there, but got rid of this one, yeah, it was definitely biased. That's why I said by the way, Zio taking me out of context. What did I say after that, smart guy?
Oh yeah, afterwards you were just like, I don't see I don't see mods from other political figures listed. That's the rest of the statement. The whole statement in its entire context is, this might not be a biased move by Nexus. I don't see mods from other political figures listed.
Then after that,
it could very well be that it was a no political move by them. No politics move by them.
Okay, then after that.
And then after you did a little look,
literally minutes.
Caveat retracted.
2 minutes later.
2 minutes later and posted the USSR anthem playing during Captain America's Ultimate. Now, that entire statement, originally, I read it and was like, what are you smoking? We know exactly why they did it. You can't even play devil's advocate at this.
No, I wanted to have proof. I wanted to prove their shittery. And I did. And I'm proud of myself.
But it is on DEG mods, by the way.
Yeah, DEG mods, awesome.
If you want to do that, it is there.
Also, they have an anime waifu for their mascot, so you know.
Oh, why not? The real question is, why would you want that? For the memes. For the memes. Like, somebody better wrote that.
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah.
For the memes. Duh.
Even Distracted's like,
Yeah, I know. It's like, you don't have to look very far into it. When you hear Nexus and then they banned something, because if that was Captain America in Rainbow, guarantee it, it's cool as ice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's obvious that this is what they do, and this is how they roll. This is all they really care about, and that they can't allow other people to have their opinions and their jokes and their lulls just shows their weakness and the weakness of their rationale, I suppose you could say, their argumentation, and how insecure they are in their thoughts and feelings.
And here's the crazy thing: I don't think I'm not for sure, not 100% sure, mind you, but I don't think this shows up for everybody. I think it just shows up for the person that installed the mod. I think to everybody else, it's Captain America.
I mean, if someone had done Biden as Captain America or Kamala as Captain America, I'd be like, I think it's stupid, but sure, okay.
No, why not? That's the great thing about mods. You can do whatever. You can gender bend. You can put different characters as different characters. I mean, oh my goodness! Look how much modding has done for the longevity of GTA Online. There are entire role-playing servers modded out the wazoo, where you have a working phone in the game that can dial to other characters in the game. Like you have a full-on conversation over the phone from one player to the other. But just you two. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not the lobby chat. It is like a audio, and then you can drive a taxi and actually role play with people as a taxi driver, pizza driver. People have role played as ambulance drivers to revive other players when they die because they modded the lobby so much that you can die, you do not revive. You have to wait for somebody to come revive you from the paramedics.
That is hilarious.
And the thing is, it is not my jam at all. It's not my jam at all. But
I forgot the hierarchy.
I see that.
Anyway, so what did I miss?
Everything. It's fine. It's over.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just buying time talking about mods and how they actually have been great for games, and these people are idiots.
You think that Nexus mods is actually going to stay?
No, I think
if they keep doing stuff like this.
No, they've already
been doing it for years. They're still around. I don't expect them to go anywhere.
I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I think they're going to fall into irrelevancy as time goes on.
Are there enough other mod sites that are big enough?
They're getting there.
Between that and Steam Workshop, as long as games keep giving Steam Workshop a thing, it could fall into irrelevancy.
Yeah.
Because usually if you go to Nexus, it's the only other place you're going to because there's nothing available anywhere else.
Yeah.
At this point, or at least that's it for me. The only time I visit Nexus is because there's nothing available anywhere else for it.
Pretty much.
So,
I kind of show
this, unfortunately, I think Nexus is still like the default for modders. Is to upload their things on Nexus.
And keep in mind, a lot of modders are.
But that other mod side is starting to crop up. DG mods or DEG mods.
DEG. So, you can click on it.
With any luck, well, it's just going to go to their Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, they got some like.
Yeah. And they have the superior mascot, so hopefully they'll take over Nexus's.
And they're very much about like mods are mod. There's like mods are mods.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see them definitely.
All right, so let's move on. Apparently, a Master Chief and Doomslayer crossover episode was pitched to Secret Level, and I'm pissed off that it didn't happen now. Why, Microsoft? Why?
Microsoft hates money and fun.
Apparently.
That was my thought.
You think we didn't take Talk to Halo? Secret Levels, Tim Miller and Dave Wilson have big plans for season 2 and beyond. Oh, so they're going to do a second season?
So I will say though that maybe Microsoft is feeling a little gun shy after their big
Halo show.
Yeah, after
didn't do so well.
Yeah, after Master Chief's failed.
Well, maybe if they weren't retarded and showed Master Chief's ass and had him boink Crypt Keeper.
Oh, hey, only Zeus. I appreciate the offer, but I don't have money for that kind of thing. Sorry. Maybe one day, if for whatever reason I become a big brand and I actually can afford to have an editor, hit me up then. But until then, I don't have that kind of capital.
We are currently poor.
Yes,
but
we're
thanks for joining the
poorest.
chat.
We are definitely the poorest. But thanks for joining us in the chat, joining the live stream. Do the follows, like all that good jazz.
That had to be Twitch because I got the other two
Yes,
up.
yes. Sorry, that's over on Twitch, by the way. I actually had somebody watching on Twitch for a change. It was neat.
I'm shocked.
I know.
You're
Now
making
we are
it
live
big.
on Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube, by the way. My hair is all messed up. I had to go rescue my kid. He died. my disability apparently tripped on his own pants and he died. it hurt. It looked like it hurt.
It reminds me.
He bent his finger back.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was making sure he wasn't broken.
Yeah, no, that reminds me of that. I forget if it's The Office where the really flamboyant guy falls over, hits his knee, and he's like, "I've been murdered."
The really flamboyant guy.
My kids are pretty hardy. They're pretty. What's the word? They can take a lot of damage.
Tonka tough.
I've seen them do it, but sometimes. But anyway, so you were saying.
I've been murdered. I don't know. Totally not looking it up because now I want to know what it's from.
Oh, okay. Anyway, days after the second batch of secret level episodes dropped on Prime, creator Tim Miller and executive producer and supervisor director Dave Wilson. Anyway, animated anthology.
Reno 911.
Okay, I was like, flamboyant guy in The Office.
I like Reno.
Yeah, it's good.
Considering it tricky business to keep shows afloat in these streaming waters. In addition, the secret level being somewhat... Yeah, speaking of which, secret level just doesn't give me enough.
It really doesn't.
I haven't seen them all yet, but I did start watching several of them, and I was like, I need more.
Right?
Why would you do... Like, the Dungeons and Dragons one? Did you see that one?
I saw part of it.
Okay, spoilers alert. There's Dungeons and Dragons one, and they get to the end and everything. His freaking Tiamat pops out, and they got to fight that fucker. And I'm just like, oh, yes. And then it ends, and I'm like, no! It's just like Mega Man all over.
Dude, I know. Honestly, that's why I don't want to watch it because...
these into real... shows,
right? Like, you guys have gold, and what do? You give us
Love
bronze.
Robots was okay. The reoccurring short they had of the ones who was essentially touring Earth after humanity no longer existed.
Yeah.
I liked those the most because they essentially were a recurring theme throughout all 3 or 4 whatever seasons it was of Death, Love, and Robots at the time. Because none of the others did, and they all and all the other ones they kind of ended, right? They were short, contained stories that ended, but not with massive cliffhangers that I can remember anyway.
And that's what kills me. Like,
these are like leaving with massive cliffhangers, and I'm like, no, I need more. Damn it!
So I sent you a link in private chat. Of that, I've been murdered. I might have to put that on my soundboard.
You'll just have to put that on your soundboard instead of me trying to play it. Oh.
Okay.
I was murdered.
You were murdered. Okay, you obviously weren't murdered because you're alive and you're basically intact. You weren't murdered, buddy.
Was that you earlier? Was that you a little bit ago?
Yeah, kind of. But anyway, secret level takes 2 of his great loves, blah blah blah, yada yada. Let's see. Let's get to where we're talking about Microsoft.
I think that might have been it.
Anyway, so apparently Microsoft was gun shy, which I can understand, right?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I can understand that them being gun shy because. What was the last thing they did with Halo?
Yeah.
They're not do so well. Which reminds me, I ran across a TikTok. Yes, TikTok. Okay, of this woman, and she goes, "I get it now," and I was like, "What?" And she goes, "About Halo, I get it now. All you white boys, I understand why you were so upset with the show because she hadn't played." the games. Like she played the first 2 or 3 games and hadn't played 4 or 5 all the way through. It didn't quite get it, but apparently she went back and recently played all the Halos, every one of them, all the way up to the last one before Infinite or whatever it was, right?
That's 5, I think.
And she's like, I finally get it. I understand why you guys were so upset about the show and why when they took his helmet off, you were so irate. Yeah. I finally get it, because in that one, and she starts explaining the ending of one of the recent Halos where Master Chief doesn't have his helmet on, and you see his eyes, and that's all you see before it goes back on. And the feelings and everything that went along at that very moment, why people were so upset that the show just took his helmet off so he can bang somebody or whatever the fuck it was, right?
They took his helmet off so that he could have less emotional range than the helmet. It was amazing. I was like, when you take your helmet off, you probably should act. That's just my thought. But I mean, it was just disrespectful to the character as it was, like the character embodies this avatar, and he was trying to turn him into a person. And I'm like, see, maybe this is why Halo shouldn't be a show like this.
Well, Halo can be a show. It's not like they hadn't produced good Halo cinema.
Yeah, I was saying it shouldn't be a show like this where it's trying to deal with his emotions.
If they want
forward on to Don.
Emotion and people, they follow the soldiers.
Yeah, well,
with Master Chief there, coming in and out. But
so it could have. I was going to say they could have been more like Saturday morning cartoons in the 80s and 90s, where the main character is, not corny like that, but what I'm saying is the lead character, like Optimus Prime or something like that, is more iconic than anything like that. This dude will never cry on camera. He just won't. If he cries, nobody knows about it. Again, make stoicism great again, my guys.
Yes.
But that's what I mean by it. That he is an icon. He is kind of above and beyond that kind of thing, I guess you could say.
So here's the thing. They really can, they have no idea what they have in their hands. Microsoft does.
I'm sorry, Distracted has got jokes today.
That is true.
Al Bundy could have afforded a middle suburban house.
Yeah, I was in Chicago, by the way.
Yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't afford anything in Chicago. I'm lucky I got what I did when I got it.
But okay, so here's what they could do with Halo, and it drove me insane that they went the route they did, because you got a war drama in ODST. Okay, let's start with that. I'm trying to think of a good war drama film, but nothing's coming to mind.
Saving Private Ryan?
Actually, ODST, Saving Private Ryan.
Probably the best one ever.
Okay, so you got that, right? Mm-hmm. You got a horror film with the flood. Yeah, let's just fuck that all up. Let's pretend that
can be its own thing.
Yeah. You have the Master Chief, just an action film right there. Master Chief kicking ass and taking names. You can have them with other Spartans. You can even have them, banter, whatever, but make it fun action. This is not rocket science. It's common sense that nobody in Microsoft clearly has, because
no, they don't.
Windows 11.
Nobody should have ever greenlit that shit. But anyway.
No. And then they want to shoehorn in the most mentally retarded things I've ever seen in my life. Like having him take his helmet off, and like Meg said, lack of acting skill. Having him boink his creator, essentially. At least have it be another Spartan or something. No, we're not
It's not even necessary in the.
No, it's not.
Any of it. Again, that's when I talk about unnecessary sex scenes.
Well, they shoehorn in degeneracy now.
You've got to shoehorn it in there. It's uncomfortable. It's not necessary. It's 3 minutes of bullshit that is adding to the story.
I'm gonna take it even a step further. It is fucking offensive. You have offended me as a human and as a fan. Stop.
But anyway, so yeah, I can understand why Microsoft didn't want to be a part of this project.
Yeah, because they're incompetent.
However, with the success of it now, I hope we see some Halo.
I do too, and I hope Creative Control is.
I mean, I know I haven't watched them all, but Tim Miller has did a bang up job with.
Tim Miller is amazing with this.
So I really, really, really wish he would be able to do like an actual show with some of this stuff, or at least be consulted on it or something. I don't know, be a part of it somehow, some way.
Full creative control, Tim Miller, Microsoft, fuck off.
Do a bang up job with it. I really do. Would Meg like to add anything before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, so I haven't seen it. I'm still behind on life. I know.
I know.
Zio, this is your excuse. Bring up Mega Man.
Well, we literally flew back in on New Year's Eve and then worked all day, went to a New Year's Eve celebration, and then had to do second Christmas, and I'm so tired. Anyway,
jeez.
Yeah, so I have family. I have family here, but I spent Christmas with my in-laws. So my family here was like, hello. So, and we're kind of like aggressive about Christmas. So yeah, it had to happen.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We bounced around on Christmas. We went from like here to my parents to her parents, and it was a busy day.
Yeah.
I worked. I worked and didn't get paid for it, but that's a whole nother.
What?
We won't even talk about. Wait, what?
Yeah, basically, I haven't seen my money for Christmas, so I'll be filing some complaints. But yeah, that's security for you.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off too. Anyway, so are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Marvel again. So again, about using in-game chat. I know we talked about this last week, but guys, don't ever use in-game chat. I don't care what you're playing. I don't care if it's a team-focused game. Never use in-game chat. If you have the option, just turn it off. Turn it off.
Discord is your friend.
My entire League days when I was playing League of Legends and shit like that, way back in the day, we used Discord. And if it was just me and nobody else was playing with me, I never communicated with my team.
Yep.
I mean, in people who were playing those games, except for maybe anyone who was brand new to the game for the most part, they're going to know what's going on because, you pick your character. We know what that character is going to do. That one's going to jungle. That's going top. Somebody needs to go mid. Okay, they picked a mid. We'll go down, bottom, things like that. People know what they're doing, right? When the game goes on long enough and stuff, when you've been playing long enough, you don't need to communicate at that point. And then there's usually a ping system or something you can use if you need to do that. But for the most part, don't use in-game chat.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh is banned in Marvel Rivals, which is not to be unexpected, I guess, because
it is from
a Chinese game.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure the developers don't want to get murdered.
China is knocking it out of the park with video games recently.
Yep. And Russia.
And half of me really hates that idea because of my aversion to China. But also the other part of me is like, which way, Western guy?
Right?
I'm sorry, but China's giving me a lot better to look at over there.
Well, I mean, the thing about America and the West is our selling quality is our freedom. If you take away the freedom, my dudes, you got nothing left,
I'm not taking away the freedom, but also on top of that, you're censored over here as well. So pick your poison on the censorship level at this point. But for those who are unaware, Winnie the Pooh and Chinese President Xi Jinping, I think is what his name is.
They say that
there was
he
a
looks
meme
like Winnie the Pooh.
between the two because they look the same.
They share
So
a
he has
parent.
outlawed Winnie the Pooh countrywide. You can't say it, you can't speak it, you can't see it, you can't
No
show
imagery of it.
no imagery of it, which is why it's banned in Marvel Rivals or anything else that would be coming out of like a 10-cent game or something.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is the future. But hey, maybe you can say faggot. I don't know. Oh shit, that just got me banned, didn't it? Anyway, probably somewhere. If the AI catches it, I did not say that word.
Well, you know, if the AI catches it, it's gay.
It's retarded.
So let me know
yeah.
how round 2 of the struggle session goes, Zio.
Yeah, I hope not. Am I still on round 1 of the struggle session? I can't remember. Let me check my dashboard real quick. Oh no, I'm out of it. I knew I was going to be out of it this last month. I just couldn't remember where it was going to happen.
Wait, were you on probation this whole time?
Yeah, I've been on probation for.
Oh, I am shocked I didn't get you banned.
So, and then if I was to get another thing that would put me on probation, it would give me a strike, right?
Okay.
I may have just put myself back on probation.
Whatever, we got Rumble. Fuck them.
But yeah, so Marvel Rivals is banning that, and that's apparently the only real gripe anybody seems to have had. So, well, the devs are Chinese. It's illegal to make fun of Chairman Winnie the Pooh. And
see, all that makes me want to do now is just like make a mod where everybody looks like Winnie the Pooh. Like that's all I want.
Oh, turn the Hulk into Pooh.
Yes.
At this point, there should be mods out there to establish new communications, or there already are.
There are. It's called
Discord. Or if you really need to, Skype, I guess.
TeamSpeak.
That might still be around. I don't know.
Skype, TeamSpeak, Discord. I wouldn't go with.
One says "damn," the other one sees it as such. Okay, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not like too.
This is a non-problem.
Over this at all.
No, this is a non-problem. But
this is a non-problem.
If you read what I put, I literally put stop period using period in-game period chat period retards.
Yeah, pretty much. Just stop using in-game chat, people. Just quit it. This is the moral of the story.
Now,
anyway,
now to Russia.
Yes, Tiny Indie Me Side. I am trying to combine these two words together.
Yep.
Is beating Concord and Dragon Age Felguard, has 2 developers, and shows that AAA pundits are wrong. It's not a downturn in the market. It's a failure to give the market what it wants.
Right.
Wait, is somebody actually out there trying to claim that one now? I know I haven't been paying attention that much this month, but
Western White Knights, basically.
Oh, I'm not surprised. They're all surprised.
Yeah, people who are like,
it's fatigue, and it's like, no, you're giving people the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Indies are killing it. AA is killing it. With so many great examples, we do. But the Russian anime horror Me Side, which I think came up for a hot second last week or a few weeks ago,
it
apparently has earned over $9 million in 2 weeks. Nice.
Now, no, here it gets better. So this is a horror game. Okay, there is a horror element to it. The devs have come out and said they're going to make a peaceful mode so that you only have you and the waifu here or whatever, and it's going to be essentially you can play vanilla horror game or dating sim mode essentially.
That is hilarious.
And I'm like, they're giving people what they want because I've seen
hasn't been out that long.
I've seen some interactions from the game, and I'm like, damn, I want that.
What, the dating simulator?
He just wants the dating sim.
No, I'm talking about like a girl. Like the girl likes you. The girl in the game, the girl wants to watch films with you, wants to like play a card game. I've seen a clip of
so he wants the dating sim aspect.
Yeah, that's exactly
no. I'm not gonna play a damn dating sim.
Probably hook you up with some good dating sims. I'm just saying.
I've seen his collection. I'm good. No, what I'm saying is like IRL. I want a girl.
Oh.
I don't do dating sims because honestly, it's kind of sad. Like dating sims initially were meant to be like, this is to help you kind of get comfortable with talking to the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. Now it's become like, well, I can't because I'd go to jail because they might say something like I'm a creeper. So now men are just, well, I got the dating sim. I know I can't go to jail for talking to this imaginary girl.
Yeah, so Small needs to hook you up with a good dating sim.
No, absolutely not.
Listen, I'm sure he has fabulous taste in dating
sims. I need to delete that dating sim that's in my library.
But yeah, I mean, Grumps isn't wrong. We've been talking about this now for months, I think, at this point. Every AA indie title lately has been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Black Myth Wukong, Game of the Year. Knocking it out of the park. This game here.
Is Path of Exile considered AAA or AA?
Yeah, Path is not a AAA title.
Have any AAAs been amazing this year? I mean, I guess was Astrobot a AAA?
One, I think.
Aerobot was good, and then you had stuff like Dragon Age,
which IGN put in their 2024 list of the best 15 games of 2024 as number 2.
Well, let's see. Elden Ring, The Last of Us Part 2, Dragon's Dogma. So I guess that's considered AAA. Final Fantasy 16, Black Myth Wukong, Infinity Nikki, Metaphor.
Wait, Black Myth was
AAA? According to the AI in the search engine, it is considering it a AAA. Not sure if I would consider that, but these are just games, apparently.
It kind of depends on publishing, like
Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't call that a AAA title either. Let's see.
I think that falls under because it's
this is Rolling Stone's top 20 of 2024. Right.
I'm going to take this opportunity to step away for a moment because fuck Rolling Stones.
Well, that's fine, but we need a list of titles that came out in 2024.
So that was an indie game.
Stellar Blade.
Wow. Wait. Go back to Stellar Blade. As noted in our review, Stellar Blade is a profoundly stupid game. Okay.
Wait, what?
It's a gory, ludicrously sexualized action romp that cribs just... I mean, guys, get over yourself.
Oh my gosh, get over yourself. Like, it was a better game than anything AAA put out this year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Indiana Jones. I don't know what this is.
Path of the Goddess. What is that? What is that game?
I don't know. Following the league, fighting
real-time
games,
strategy?
MOBAs, real-time strategies, back in Flash-based eras, tower defense games were king. Let's see. True to the Spirit, Capcom says Capcom game. Bring back the brutal difficulty of tower defense genre with a modern sheen. Huh. I have no idea. Dragon Age the Velguard.
What? Why is this at 16? Why?
Star Wars Out. That's it. There were Star Wars Outlaws. Forgot about that one. Let's see. Call of Duty Black Ops. That's AAA. Final Fantasy's AAA. Infinity Nikki. I don't know what that is. But between games like Black Myth Wukong's 2024 has been packed with... So it's a Chinese game, right? But from paper games, it's just the next evolution. Okay, I don't know anything about the Nikki franchise.
I thought it was
I don't know what this is, but it's a Nintendo Switch PC port.
I thought the Nikki game... Wasn't that a waifu collector?
No idea. Elden Ring's DLC... Neva, or Marvel Rivals.
What?
Animal Well.
Roguelike.
Metaphor. I'm curious to know what their number 1 is. Helldivers.
Hades.
Really? Hades too?
What?
They would like Hades too.
Yeah.
They would like that. The game that is still not doing very well.
Yeah.
But it's in beta. Yeah, and so was Monster Hunter's the newest one of that.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, no.
Cannot wait. By the way, for everybody watching, when Monster Hunter comes out, whatever I'm playing is getting put on the back burner.
You know what? Fuck Rolling Stones.
Thank you.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about at all.
Balatro.
Really, number one game of the year for them?
Aggressive Solitaire. I'm just mad.
AAA game for 2024. For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yo, and I'll tell you, people mocked me when I said retro and indie are going to be the future of gaming. People are like, "You're full of shit," and I'm like, "All right."
Let's see. Yeah, I'm not. Anyway,
don't know what Zio's doing. So
yeah, I'm just trying to find anything. Anyway, nope, never mind. We're done with that.
Moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on. But yeah, the AAA industry is floundering. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is on the.
It's a continuing.
Okay.
Continuance.
Cute girl in game make money. Western devs take note. With almost 40,000. Yeah, like seriously, it's not that hard, people.
And
this
the thing,
is what we get instead. Best I can do is manual.
You know, when I first, you know what's worse is the character is accurate to the actress. And the first thing I said was they got a cancer patient as a protagonist. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why women keep shaving their heads. Like,
because Trump won, don't you know?
Yeah.
No, women who did it beforehand though, like the chick who was in Wicked and this actress here, like.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
China now. Anyway.
You mean we weren't already?
Not yet. That guaranteed it.
Like, I mean, I know why women do some things that are like what you wouldn't necessarily do to be conventionally attractive. And it's if you're a particularly pretty girl, you will do something kind of that would be normally unattractive as a flex to be like, I'm still hot, even though I'm wearing these really baggy clothes or I have this kind of unflattering haircut. It's a flex. We're very complicated. Just trust me. But,
oh no, trust me, I believe you.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to find one, and it's been interesting.
Well, the thing is that the culture has actually, I mean, we are very much affected by things around us, especially women. We're more receptive, I guess you could say. We're empathetic in that way.
You're easily susceptible to propaganda. Trust me, I know.
Well, to our surroundings, let's put it that way. We're more malleable than guys, which is why we were like, oh, listen to their side of the story, and guys are like, F that dude, nah, forget it, man, I don't even care. Like, okay, so so that's the thing though. But our culture currently has told women a lot of really nonsense things about how to be attractive, what is considered to be attractive, and that's what they believe, rather than you, because you're just one person, but that's all of society. So
I don't like society, so I usually don't listen to them.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's a guy thing, though. Guys are not as receptive to outside influence as women tend to be.
Okay.
Which it's both a positive and a negative, which is why both men and women working together is the ideal. Anyway.
All right, so let's segue into this real quick. But looks like PoE2 has a bunch of activists as community managers. Because why not? Chat is usually 75, blah, 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 edgelords in a given moment. You have been muted for 10 minutes due to the following statements. Imagine looking down and seeing a shaft and balls and going like, I think I'm a girl. This breaches our code of conduct. If you have any questions about our games, chat rules are... this should have been in the file of stop using in-game chat, people.
Well, that also...
As much as I love Path of Exile 2.
Hold up.
Guys.
I agree with Path of Exile 2 on this one.
Okay.
But not. And let me explain though.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
If they said, imagine looking down and seeing your genitalia, I'd be like, no. But they got descriptive with it, and that does break their
because genitalia doesn't tell you anything. Both men and women have genitals.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
to be fair, ours is concave, so I mean
close enough.
But what I'm saying is they went into details of what's down there, and I think that's where the terms of service break is because it's considered sexual.
Well,
that's why I'm like I kind of am a caboose on this, but I'm kind of not because I think this was more of a.
That actually might be true right there. I forget. I completely forget that they're not even.
Yeah, that's right. They're in.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Grinding Gear Games is New Zealand.
Yeah, which means they probably have laws in place about that.
Yeah. Was New Zealand worse than Australia, or were they just trying to keep up?
I think they were trying to keep up. Somewhere about the same.
Yeah. Australia was constantly
I can get that. But again, stop using in-game chat, people. It ain't that hard.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, outside of trading, there's no reason to use the in-game chat. Get on Discord.
I turned it off. Like the first thing I did when we started, I was like, nope.
Had to turn off the chat real quick.
Yeah. I don't need to hear your advertisements. I don't need to hear your edgelordy wannabe bull crap.
All right, so there are rumors of an NVIDIA app hurting FPS, and here are my results. App installed, and second is uninstalled.
Yep.
Let's see.
By now, this probably has gotten fixed, by the way, but...
Probably. This has been a hot minute, but apparently in NVIDIA's app, which has actually been installed on my PC for years. So...
I don't have... I have the drivers. I don't think I really have the app, though.
I do. Yeah, NVIDIA. There it is. It's never bothered me that much. And
I have the control panel. To be totally
honest, this is one of those things where somebody is prioritizing FPS above everything else. So it's one of those things that myself just don't really give a damn about it. But as long as I'm running at 60 frames, I'm golden.
But also, if this is an issue that can exponentially get worse over time, which has happened, Rockstar, I could see why catching this early is a good thing before it gets below 60 FPS and we end up with Power World at 10 FPS.
Oof.
I still don't understand how I'm having this issue and nobody else seems to be, but
it's because you're special.
Yeah, it must be a you thing. I don't know.
It must be, but I'm literally not having it when single player, so it's I don't know.
So we don't need Intergalactic or Naughty Dog. Apparently, the whole thing's been
really post for ants.
The whole thing was leaked, and I think we actually talked about it.
Yeah, I think we talked about this one
already.
Yeah, we had our lulls.
So you want to skip this one because it seems like it's a rehash.
Yeah. I think I may have rehashed one. My bad. We talked about this previously, and we went into decent detail with it too, right?
Yeah, we went over the whole damn thing.
Well, I don't.
No, we basically were just talking about.
We were just talking about it, bouncing from story beat to story beat, and how bad it was.
Yeah.
And again, like the thing is that the story itself, like the basics of the story and some of the plot points are fine, but the thing is that the problem with it is literally the morality and not understanding how people actually are and what makes sense. Like the stuff just doesn't make sense, and being in any way confused as to how like the aliens in this story could be kind of maybe sort of the good guys is
they're not.
I know, but the thing is that they're spend so much time trying to convince you that they're not, to where you're like, I don't understand why we're still having this conversation, homie. Like you're trying to destroy Earth. I don't care that they messed with your ancestors that long ago. You should have moved on and built your own society and taken care of your own family
instead of invading our society. Oh, oops.
Well, that's the thing. They got excised from the society. Let's just say that they got done super dirty. Okay. Fine. After the first generation, you need to be focusing on building a better future for your children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of just being consumed by rage and passing that on to your offspring and giving them that burden to where they cannot move on, they cannot get past this.
Wait, what's the name of the race? Like the aliens.
Remember, and that is too small for me to read.
Well, what's the first letter? Okay, how about that?
I don't know if it even gave one.
You'd have to click on it.
Okay. Oh crap. Can
you zoom in?
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't. So I was just going to make a BLM joke at this point, but because that's what this is. This is they're trying to shoehorn in racism essentially, and it's like, dude, get over it. None of us owned your alien brethren.
Well, it's racism and generational grievance, which is good for nobody, you know. Even if you have a case, even if let's just say, yeah, you're totally right, dude. That shouldn't have happened to you. Also, this is the time where you make a better life for people who depend on you.
Right.
It is not good for anybody, and it is selfish AF of you to do this.
Okay.
It's the same mindset of saying, you know, you have to suffer for the sins of your great grandfather, kind of thing. It's just stupid.
Come on, Kitty.
All right, so Borderlands 4 narrative director suggests Gearbox sequel will cut back on toilet humor and wacky ride. Did we talk about this already?
I don't know.
We did mention Borderlands and Chad got off on a tangent.
Oh yeah, we were talking about bad writing.
I think this was.
We're talking about bad writing.
Yeah, I think this is different, and yeah, just totally destroy your fucking game, right? Don't you?
But yeah, it says the idea of a gun called Hawk 2A made him want to put my head down the sink grinder. Really?
Why? It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny. So obviously we need to get rid of it because no fun allowed in Western gaming.
The narrative director of a Borderlands game filled with a fuck ton of guns is upset about a gun name.
Well, I mean,
he's going to whine and cry like a little bitch over a gun name because Hawk 2A made him want to put his hand down the sink grinder.
Okay,
it's Hawk 2A.
Kidding me?
Hawk 2A. But here's the thing. Here's my big brain. What I think here. He bought the meme coin.
Oh.
Did he buy the Doge?
He bought the Hawk coin.
Or he bought the Hawk
coin. 2A girls coin.
And then
really?
No, I don't know. That's my theory.
That's your theory. But yeah, they want to cut back on the toilet humor, which actually kind of is the only good thing that Borderlands, I think, has for it at this point.
That's the only thing keeping it up. That and nostalgia for 2.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that this is again misunderstanding your IP and why people love it and why the IP is actually valuable to you. The IP is valuable because of the fact that people expect you to give them a certain sort of thing, and if you give them that thing, then they will continue to be proponents of that thing. Borderlands is crude humor, including toilet humor and sexual jokes. Like this is how they roll. Like lots and lots of blowing things up and being terribly irreverent. This dude sounds like he wants to like follow in the footsteps of Neil Druckmann and be like, oh no, I'm going to be a serious auteur. I'm going to be an artist.
It's going to be a serious auteur.
Neil Druckmann is the death knell in any game.
Yeah, I know, but the reason that he is a death knell is because he doesn't believe in fun. He takes himself entirely too seriously. It's like, dude, no, you need to stop reading your own press releases.
They should have kicked him back to the independent film festival he came from. Okay, come on, that was a good joke.
I'm sorry, I was reading.
I was reading too. Was he joking about something?
I don't know. He probably said words, and I just like right out.
I heard
him.
Go back to his indie festival.
So you're saying I won't be able to use the poop party 4000 while doing a mission to clean up porta potties with my companion Skibbity Toilet? I'm not going to say there's no toilets, but if the word Skibbity ships in the game under my watch, I'm going to cry real tears. Just Paul Tassi. You're quoting Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi joked that we were going to have a gun called Hawk Tua, and a fellow dev asked me if it was real, and I wanted to put my hand down the sink grinder. Dude, you take yourself too seriously.
Yeah,
he needs
make your gun Hawk Tua, please.
Fire him. Put the gun in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Fire.
Okay. By the way, I also misread his name and thought it said Sam Wanker.
Sam Wanker. Well, might as well Sam Wanker.
Right.
He's definitely a total wanker.
That's for the UK viewers there.
But yeah, so Borderlands 4 really isn't shaping up to be all that great, I don't think.
No. And I'll tell you this, I know for a fact a lot of the people that played Borderlands, they've moved on.
Yeah.
This is going to tank.
Actually, I'm curious.
They need to stop ruining their IPs, though. I mean, I like I said, I think that's
they'll run out eventually.
I think that's the reason that Microsoft was like, no, we're good on doing a secret level, just because of the fact they're like, I don't know if our brand could take more hits than this, you know?
Well, see, here's the thing. If Microsoft had any sort of above room temperature IQ,
but they don't.
Yeah, I know. What they would do is give creative control to Tim Miller to make the episode.
The thing is that I don't think people understand what they did wrong.
Borderlands is on a downturn. Majorly. I mean, if we just take a look at their Steam charts for the past couple of games.
Yeah.
You get Borderlands 2 here. And then Borderlands 3.
Yeah. Now 2 came out on Steam way later. So
yeah, I know. It came out way later, but I mean, it still peaked higher.
Yeah.
2. Much higher. Or not much higher. Well, yeah, I guess much higher.
Yeah.
About 40,000 more.
Yep.
So
Borderlands 3's writing was so bad, dude.
But Borderlands kind of came out. It looks like it peaked and then took a nosedive and never really recovered from it.
Look up, if you can, look up Tiny Tina's adventure. See how that did. Because I think
a lot of people like that.
Yeah, it was a return to form. It was very much Borderlands 2 with D&D.
But I don't know how many people realize that. Yeah, that one did not do too much.
Oh wow!
So,
all-time peak of 14.9. Ooh, is that a AAA or is this AA?
I would say this is probably AAA.
Yeah, I think Borderlands is considered a AAA property.
You know what sucks though? Tiny Tina's Wonderland was like really good.
Offshoot that, like, whenever I've talked to people about Borderlands, it's like everybody talks about Tiny Tina. So I'm surprised it didn't do better.
I think it's because it came out after 3. So everybody was like, nah, we're good.
Was it marketed very well, though?
No, not at all. It was terrible marketing.
I remember the first Borderlands was marketed fantastically.
Yeah.
That and Bad Company, I remember specifically being like, man, those games look fun. I don't want to play them, but they look amazing. Like, those vibes are fantastic. That is such a great shot. I mean, look at that.
That is
the artistry there is just fantastic.
So, Game Science CEO criticizes.
I feel bad for this guy.
And says he wrote a Game of the Year acceptance speech for Black Myth Wukong 2 years ago. The games nominated this year were all excellent, but I really don't understand the criteria for this game, for this year's Game Awards. Felt like I came here for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it came over from China for the Game Awards, and then they didn't win.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I came here for nothing.
Right. Who did win?
Astrobot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was fucking Astrobot for some reason.
And I remember watching the gameplay of it, and I was like,
it's a clone of Mario.
I know. It was like, it's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game, but I don't know if I'd call it Game
I don't know
of the Year.
The word that I would use is great. It's just, it looked like a serviceable, or even slightly better than average Mario game.
And honestly, I could wait till Nintendo sends them a cease and desist because they have the same mechanics as Mario Sunshine.
It does, with that type of run thing going on there. I was like, "Ooh, that is like a bite right off of that apple."
But yeah, I do think Black Myth got slighted hard on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it was
I think so too.
I mean, I'm like, homie, you thought you know, gonna actually give it to you? You don't understand how petty we be.
Yeah, you know, if I was him, I'd take solace in the fact that he won the real award, and that's the Steam one.
Steam. He won the Steam Awards, which is the real ones anyway at this point.
Yeah, it really is.
Steam, and too, even at the Game Awards, they won the People's Choice Award.
Yeah,
which tells you everything right there.
Because I don't know. I assume, I guess the People's Choice Award is the one where they actually tally the people's votes for that one, because the people votes don't matter for any of the other categories in the Game Awards. Every year that we have the Game Awards, we always see people talking about how your vote doesn't matter for anything. It's like, yeah, it doesn't. Outside of that one, your vote has zero to do with the rest of the Game Awards.
And that's why I don't even watch them, like, at all. Let me tell you this. Here's how long ago I watched the Game Awards. Last time I watched any sort of award ceremony for video games was when G4 was still on air.
Holy crap.
The first time
might have been the only time I've seen them, to be totally honest.
The first time, not the new G4, which bye bye.
Yeah, the old G4 when it was on the telly.
Yeah, and when there were
in the
girls in bikinis.
When we had 4 channels
and
girls in bikinis, and girls jumping on trampolines.
Yes.
The good days. But anyway, and then last but not least, Magic the Gathering wasted a bunch of money for a consulting group to come in and find out that a set that they had for 10 years needs to be renamed.
What?
Yeah, they did that. This is, I stopped playing Magic the Gathering, and I'm so glad I did. Wizards of the Coast is on par with Neil Druckmann.
Because Kaladesh.
But anyway, the plane formerly known as Kaladesh is now named Avishkar, because Kaladesh was found to be offensive.
For who?
Well, let's see. Here's what our consultants said, because they were super smart. When we created the original Kaladesh set, we chose the word Kala as a word that can mean tomorrow or art, combined with Desh, meaning home or country. Unfortunately, the term Kala can also be associated with the meaning black, and often carries derogatory, colorist, or racist connotations when applied to a person. It's not applied to a person, it's applied to a place. Y'all stop being offended on behalf of black people. It pisses me off so hard.
Yeah, see, I offended the TikTok community because I did a bite-sized news segment on this. And they were very upset that I said that Wizards wasted money on this. No, they straight did. This was a waste of resources.
Yeah, and the thing is
Wizards of the Coast, a company that has been bleeding money for the past several years, that doesn't have money to afford, I guess they have money to afford it, but shouldn't be affording to, have somebody come in to find that a 10-year-old set that nobody had a problem with suddenly is now offensive.
And I want to point,
because a root word may quite possibly maybe be associated with another meaning if applied to a person when it was applied to a plane of existence.
Yeah.
And I want to point this out. This is a card game that is, by the way, likely banned in India anyway.
Well, I don't know about that, but
they're weird. But say it's not. How many Indian Magic the Gathering channels do you think there are? They're like, oh yeah, here we go. We're going to open up the new pack. No, 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 stop, no, bad. Like if I had a rolled up newspaper, I'd be. Seriously, this is such a non-issue because the stuff that we enjoy in the West doesn't usually translate to other countries, and vice versa. And there's crossover, anime. King of the Hill for some reason is huge in Japan. Like they love it and they argue over the sub versus dub, which nice. I think is so. I love it. I love.
Yeah, I love it is such a non-issue that not only did they waste money, by the way.
Yeah.
to have a consultant come in and find that this was offensive and needed to change.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, everybody all of a sudden in the Magic the Gathering circles were like, oh shit, all this stuff is getting banned. We need to buy it real quick. So people started fire selling and trying to buy what few of these box sets were still left out there.
Yep.
Because they're going to increase in value as a result, because
they're going to
a
blow
banned
up.
set that can no longer be played, kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So this is how much of a non-issue it was that Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast had to come out and be like, oh, by the way, we're not banning this set. All previous iterations and mentions of this is totally still valid and still usable and still doable. We're not touching any of that. Because of the firestorm that came when everybody thought it was getting banned, because the last time they did this, they fucking banned the set. Couldn't even play it because it was too offensive. And that there are cards out there to this day that are too offensive to be played now.
Oh yeah, because they had the artwork of one that was like a girl in a bikini, and that was offensive.
And that's why they were changing, like, you can't refer to swamps as black anymore. I think, if I remember correctly.
The fuck I can't
refer them to swamp, and it's like,
no, I'm playing black.
I mean, that used to be old terminology. Terminology is like, I play a black and blue deck.
Yeah, now I want
play a
to
swamp and island deck.
I want to get a set now.
But they got upset over that sort of thing way back when.
Okay, hear me out.
Similarly, we have not changed the historical terminology in past products or cards. The name of the set, Kaladesh, remains Kaladesh. Kaladesh Remastered will still be searchable as Kaladesh Remastered, and past cards like Invasions of Kaladesh and Cauldron Fire of Kaladesh will keep those names. We do not use the term Kaladesh anymore going forward, except to refer to the past product or the time in the story when Alva Vaskar bore its previous name.
So the thing is with
so these are still usable cards.
Yeah, but the thing is with a consultancy group like this, if they hire you to find something and you don't find something, they feel like they're gonna be like, oh, maybe we didn't need to do that. It is incumbent upon the people that were hired to find something. They have to find something,
and they found it in a 10-year-old set.
Yeah, well, they had to find something.
That's what they had to do, and then they stretched it like this, like in such a ridiculous proportions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck? That is a waste of money, a waste of resources. I stand by it. The rest of you who disagree with me can go get fucked.
So
I'm sorry.
I want to.
That was a waste.
I want to point this out. I now want to get a black deck, join a tournament, start beating some newbie, and then say, "Congratulations, you got blacked."
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on where you join that tournament.
Oh, I'd probably get banned
if you
immediately.
Joined it here, nobody would probably care or bat an eye about it, because we're country bumpkins who don't even keep up with this sort of stuff. But if you go to something like Nationals, I'm sure they'll disqualify you for using racist terminology or something.
Worth it.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about that for a brief moment because I can't believe that people got so upset at the fact that I said that they were wasting money on it, and people are in the comments going like, "Well, no, they're is making it better," and all this other stuff. Like, no, it was a fucking waste.
That was a waste of money. That was such a non-issue.
Resources on Wizards, and they don't. The only thing that is currently bankrolling them, I think, right now is that Dungeons and Dragons movie they did, because it did semi-decent. So. But I think there was talk about Hasbro's possibly doing something too.
There was rumor Hasbro was going under.
So, and that's their parent company. So
Yeah, no, I heard a rumor that
management at some point.
Well, I heard Hasbro might be in some like serious trouble and talk about selling stuff off, but
yeah.
Like they're financially not looking good. Like their toy sales are drastically down.
They're actually up recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually shot up or they're up in the stock market anyway. Not as much as they were about a month ago, but okay, I'm sorry. Let me back it up and actually take a look here from where they are. So about a month ago, they are down from there. Year to date, they shot up.
Not bad.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, so
I think somewhere in here was that Dungeons and Dragons movie.
yeah, and then it's starting to even out. It looks like,
and then it shot all the way down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're not doing
not
as good as they used to.
Not since the old days. Okay.
Yeah, not as good as they once were. But yeah, I just want to talk about that for a second because I thought it was hilarious.
I wonder if the Barbie movie
got so upset over it.
I wonder if the Barbie movie helped them shoot up too.
Wait, is that Hasbro?
Yeah.
Mattel. Is Mattel under Hasbro?
Oh, yeah, I think
I
so.
thought that was Mattel. Wait.
I thought Mattel was owned by Hasbro.
Might be. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I
don't know. The last time I played with Barbies was you will never find out.
I never played with Barbie, so I don't know.
I did, and I'm terribly unimpressed with the Barbie movie. I saw a part of it, and I was like, this is terrible. This is so badly acted. I mean,
would you say the acting is stiff?
Lore inaccuracies by the wayside. It was just...
Barbie has lore.
It was stupid.
Wait, Barbie has lore? Wait.
So the lore would basically be like who the characters are and basically like Barbie's character as it is. You know, like she doesn't have like a whole lot of character because of the fact that you're supposed to play this character and you can play this character any way that you want. The thing is that in the movie, though, they're like, oh, well, you're this kind of Barbie, so you have to do this kind of thing.
Oh,
and I'm
gotcha.
like, wait, what? That's exactly the opposite of what Barbie. What are you talking about? You buy different clothes for this character. That's the point. You buy different clothes for her. She has a different job now. Like, what are you talking about?
What you got, Zia?
Made by stupid people who don't actually understand the IP, and all these women who are like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, I hate you so hard right now. I am pretty like I played Barbie with my sister.
Get violent.
Yeah, I can hear that.
I get violently annoyed with a lot of people, but mostly because they don't use their brains and they don't think. I think that thinking is hard. And this is why when we were talking about, you know, people wanting just the answers and not wanting to figure out why something is wrong and how to solve problems, it's because thinking is hard. And I understand that. Yeah, it does get exhausting. But the thing is that it is incumbent upon you as a thinking individual with a brain to actually use it. And there are plenty of people that don't, which is why I do get annoyed with normies sometimes. I'm sorry.
So
normies, but...
it looks like Mattel is Mattel. They don't have the parent company. Their subsidiaries, though, is Fisher-Price, MEGG Brands, American Girl, and Mattel 163. And they have Mattel Films and Mattel TV.
Okay.
And a division called Mattel Digital Games that I think might be defunct because it doesn't have a link to it.
Mm.
Yeah, but Barbie has a character. There have been plenty of movies and shorts and
I mean, there's a bunch of cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, she does have character. She does have a sort of lore, if you will. But I mean, her superpower basically is just being like really, really, really nice. Her superpower is getting along with people, and the friendship is magic kind of stuff. I mean, things that girls value, basically community and all that kind of stuff. When the things that girls value when they're positive.
I mean, guys value them too, but we also we
value
it from a different angle.
Yeah, it's very, very different. You guys are like, let's go blow this up together. Yeah,
let's defend. Yeah, we're more like let's defend the home country.
Hot Wheels are jumping over things and getting slammed by rock slides. So
it's the brotherhood of defense and fighting, and that's good. And the women are about the community
Helldivers
inside.
Was so great. Super Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like Helm's Deep kind of thing. Like the Ride of the Rohirrim, guys get misty-eyed at that, and I'm like, I understand this.
Yeah, and
it's not my natural Nindo, but I get it, and I can respect that and appreciate it.
And the meme that guys have two fantasies, I'm like, yeah, that is really accurate.
But anyway, that is the end of our show tonight. So we've gone all the way through. We've talked about all the things. We're over like by 30 minutes. Yes.
You don't need
become our
sleep.
I
way.
haven't started working yet, so it's okay. I mean, I worked yesterday,
But
that
you
was
have-
like my pre-work before I actually go back to work. So
Yeah, but you're off tomorrow, right?
yeah, I'm off tomorrow.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying you better
Oh
be
yeah, I'm
there.
totally working tomorrow, so I'll see you guys at 8.
Yeah, you better be there so I can shoot you with a shotgun.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so tomorrow we're apparently going to be playing Liar's Bar, I think. Right?
2 games, Buckshot Roulette and Liar's Bar. The reason we're doing both of them is they're very similar, and I can guarantee you now a lot of us will probably be like, okay, we played Buckshot Roulette, we're done. And then Liar's Bar is definitely more robust.
All right, and then aside from that, Cat's Quest 2 might be coming down the pipeline.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing that probably Monday.
And
Don't look for resolution.
that one over there is going to be playing Okami still.
Yes, that is the plan.
Right.
I am currently in a
5
busy
years.
season at work. Shut up, Chad. Your face is so stupid. But I am currently in a
Sound
busy
like all the other girls I talk to online.
I am
Didn't even
currently
say
in a busy
anything yet.
season at my office though, so if I can, I'll be streaming. I mean, I really plan to. I feel so guilty when I'm not able to, so I'm going to do my best. But just in case it doesn't happen, my apologies ahead of time.
But anyway, so links, of course, for everybody are down somewhere in the descriptions down below. There's a link to somewhere. It's definitely under the Rumbles, and it's definitely under the YouTubes. I don't know if it's over on Twitch or not. I haven't really.
I think with Twitch, you got to put it in your about.
Yeah,
page.
I have to actually go through and edit and add things. I don't know if I actually ever did that or not with that, because Twitch was kind of like an afterthought. But
as it should be.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, so links for everybody is down below. You can follow us on X, where we say nonsensical things and argue with random retards on the internet.
Hey, my things are always profound and pithy.
It's always fun to argue with idiots on the internet. There's a TikTok that occasionally gets some love once in a while. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. Anybody else?
No. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Happy New Year. Oh, yeah. This happens every Friday, by the way, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So hit that follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.